Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn Part 20 in our Emberpelts series, featuring a faction of beavers with all their own unique colorations and buildings and some foods and some trees, and occasionally a rather unique skin on them. Yeah, that's. Anyways, I think it's a tribute to somebody. I don't know. So, just a couple changes while I was waiting on the beavers to get enough dirt. I noticed that this area, remember we only had trees like here-ish, they were constantly cut down. They were never growing back in. Well, I mean, they would grow back up, but they were immediately cut down as soon as they reached maturity. And the number of logs in this district were dropping, not fast, but dropping instead of increasing. So it meant we were using just as many logs without any construction project. So I used some of the dirt to fill in some areas back here, flatten this all out, and added just a few more lumberjacks and foresters to add some more trees for now. Once we start going vertical, we'll have that space for trees. But right now, I don't have anywhere to put them, so we had to put them there. I've also added the mini Tubeway station, finally. I'm trying to find the one that's like right around here somewhere, and I just don't. I thought there was one like down here. Oh, there is. They're just so tiny. Yeah, tiny Tubeway station. So I added some in. I added one there. And then we added a few down here just to bring a little bit of additional accessibility to some of the resources. I noticed that some of the beavers were choosing to go back and forth by the paths. I think just because they were having to go like to this back corner and the Tubeway was over there, and so it was, I don't know, maybe the trip was just about the same. So they went on foot instead, and that's not what we want. We want them going on Tubeways. There we go, strange edit for random reasons. So one of you pointed out that I missed a connection on this second Tubeway up here, and I saw what you were talking about during the video. Now let's see if I can find it again. So this one, are you, it's right here, isn't it? Yeah, I needed to stack this up just a little bit more, and then that will get it connected. Good catch. I meant to connect it. I think I was planning on going straight through over to that one, and then just kind of forgot all about it. I think that was the original plan, so my brain probably marked it off as done since I had thought of a solution for it. You ever do that? Like, you're like, okay, so this will work, and I can do this, and this. And then some of it gets missed because, like I said, your brain just is like, yeah, wait, I did that because I thought about it. And also, while we were waiting on dirt, and one of the things that did use some logs, gosh, how can I even get it in? I can't even get it in frame. We'll come up here. They were able to finish off the levees around the top of here. I didn't include it in a video simply because it was just them building levees, and then I was able to take the scaffolding down once that was complete, because now they can just walk from the top of the levees. Plus there's still a way to get all the way down inside of there. But since we had just kind of done the same thing over here, I didn't really see a point in doing it again over here. Why is there so many more levees on that side? I built up to the maximum elevation that it would allow me with dirt, and then switch to levees. So over here we only have 6, but over here we have 8. No, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10, a number bigger than both 8 and 9. In case you didn't understand how numbers work. Yeah, I don't really understand that. Because I kept building until it was like, no, you can't put any more dirt. And then I switched to levees. Very weird. Anyway, this is what we're going to get started with, but it's not going to get finished today. There's just no way. Knowing how long it took just one level to get done, it's not going to get done in one day. Or in one video, I should say. So, where's my... Oops. Yep. my mouse keeps selecting things all by itself. What is it? Alt X? Oop, that's not it. That's the Windows key. There we go. But I still can't see what I'm doing, so we'll switch this way. And then hit the X key. Yeah, that is where I want that to go. And then these are just crammed in here, nice and tight. Man, my house is being worse than usual. It may look like I'm struggling to move it to the right, and I am. It's like, it's being laggy. It's not the game. The game's running fine. I know I'm using like 31% GPU and 40%, or 40% GPU, 32 CPU. I did find something funny about this as I loaded the game today. When I pause the game, yeah, there we go. I shoot up to 45 to 50% CPU and 73% GPU. Unpause and it comes right back down. Why does pausing this game make it use more resources? That doesn't make any sense. So we're going to let them get in to build those, but we're also going to do part of the support structure for power, because I'll still be able to reach in to get to the wheels. Okay, that's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. But we do need power in here, and for that, we're just gonna run a bunch of these, and since that's the only thing on there, I can just drag them across. And that'll get all this connected, but I did notice one issue that I overlooked initially. I don't know if I overlooked it or if I was planning on doing it elsewhere, but these on this first level, we'll go down there. Instead of trying to imagine it, let's just look at it. So, okay, these on the first level are connected this direction. So across each big long row, they're connected that way. But there's nowhere that they're connected all up this way. So basically each row, you can see because of the way it's highlighting, is just going to be its own power network, and that's not what we're going for. So eventually I need to remember to connect a power shaft, just one, anywhere. It doesn't matter where. Once I go across just one, they will all be connected if I'm going up and down, and just one of them needs to go left and right. So I may save that for the very top. I don't know. My gosh, look at that flood of beavers. So cool. While they get started on that, in fact, before I shift gears, since they have these wheels in, we can now come in and do this as well. Anywhere that they've got a wheel in already, we can add all of these. I suppose here would be as good a place as any to connect it all, but I think I want to wait till it's up higher. So yeah, that'll let them get. Oh man, they're quick. There, cool. I am going to switch gears and we're going to come over here. So the reason we haven't gone vertical yet is because I don't currently have the system to get the water in on upper levels, and that's what, if you recall, this is for. I don't want to just build, like, I could just come through and, you know, throw in a platform like in the middle and probably rely on overhangs, but I'm not feeling very inspired by that. I would think I would rather come back in here and then bring it out across at like a really funky angled thing. But I don't know where I need to go for that to work. So I would need it to be here. So if I go there, and this is, okay, so we would need to go here and here, that would get me 2, and then go down 2, come on mouse, and then, I realized my mistake already. So 1, I didn't start high enough, I think, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 1 and 2, and then down, and then do the second one, and then down and over. I don't even think I have to do like that though, because it'll do 3, won't it? Yeah, okay. 1, 2, so the third one's then over. Come on, mouse. Yes, you got it. I know, I believe in you. Not really, you're garbage, but whatever. Yes, I'm talking to my computer mouse. It's 7:30 in the morning, and I was up at midnight, so, you know, leave me alone. So yeah, if I go like here, I can start building that out. Granted, they have no way to get down there, so we're going to wait till morning and figure out how we're going to get them down in order to be able to build this up. Alright, so morning is upon us, and you might be thinking, well, the easiest way would have been to not build the windmills first, but these blocks are just temporary placeholder type things. Alright, cool. I got there in the end. That's the important thing. But now I want to get rid of this upper bit. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to get us where we needed to go. Or is it that bit that I wanted to get rid of? Oh, I can't remember. I've prototyped this once before, and I can't really remember exactly how it worked out. Essentially, I want to be able to get platforms to then run under here. But that would mean I need this to come over, and that's as far as that goes. I mean, it would probably let me put them in now. No, it still won't. So I still need to get this to come over 3 more yet. So let me figure that out now. Okay, cool. I got there in the end. But this is just to prototype the first bit. I actually, under here, man, how do I even... First of all, I gotta move my microphone a little bit. Hold on. It is just blocking too much of my screen. How do I even see this? I'm gonna have to bring this down. Like that. Now I can kind of see what I'm doing. Under here, I want to... How wide is this? 5, right? Yeah. I want to come under here. This is going to come out from this wall right here to make it look like it's supporting this section. And I'll have to figure out a way to get them under here to do that. So that's going to go there. And then that is going to get us to that, because that should... Is that connected? No, I need to do to there. It still looks like I'm missing one, but I'm not. It's just the way the lighting is playing tricks on my eyes. Cool. So then I could come in. That'll get all of that connected, and we'll have everything beautiful and fine and dandy there. I need to go back up a level. And then I want to come out with platforms, run the levees, I'll think of the word, across this way and across this way, and then do the impermeable floors on there, and then that's where this will come in, just built down here now. And then we'll just have to do one of these every so often. That way I don't just have to build a wall and build out and across and have yet another monolithic structure just kind of like blocking the view of everything. I mean, we're kind of like hemmed in everywhere, and I don't want it to just feel like we're living deep inside of a box. So that is what I'm going for here. So let me get this all going. Also going to have to figure out a way to prevent them from getting wet when they go in here. So that's going to be a thing. What we might do is like do this section last so that the water isn't actually connecting, and then do these down this way. So let me get all of this in, and then we will go back over to the other districts, see what's happening over there, and keep working on all of it. Cool, so I've got the plan in place, and this comes out to right, you can see that this end will have it end right next to that path just below it, and that's perfect because then this end over here with some overhangs can connect to it, because that's where the water is going to flow in. Plus I want it to be able to flow this direction as well, so it would be right above that path that we have another like levee system holding the water from spilling out that direction. So this works fantastic. But now I have the issue of getting them over here and also getting them under here to be able to connect all of that. Yay. So let's go back up to the top here, because I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to change up the Tubeway for now. But if I do that, I'm also going to disconnect the batteries temporarily. It's okay, because I have to get rid of that. I'm not holding shift again because I don't want to accidentally misclick and take out the whole thing. So there. I know I could have just brought it there and come through there, whatever. It's fine. I've done it. I didn't see it till after. So there, and then we need to get rid of the walkway. I can just walkway. Yep, it's not telling me I'm getting any goods back. Same there. Yep. And then same to down there. Beautiful. So, man, I haven't accidentally deleted anything. I'm so proud of myself. We're just gonna use. Nope, not up. Nope, nope. There you go. We're just gonna use these to come around. Give these guys something to start working on, and then, yeah, this is where I don't know after this how to actually go about doing this. Just getting them where I need them to be, getting them up there and across here to be able to build the supports out. You know what? While that works in the back of my brain, I'm sure these dudes are ready, for their next round. So we will shift gears, come over here, get rid of this path completely because I don't need it. There we go. And let's bring this down so I can see a little bit better and zoom in on what we're doing. There we go. Bring it up. Perfect, 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 right there. So, wheels again with dirt, just one in front of the other. And I could use the regular power shafts, couldn't I? I think I'm wasting a lot of resources by doing the vertical ones. Yeah, I just need to use regular power shafts. Or no, I need to be able to build on top of them, so I do have to use the verticals. Because if I use these, they're not solid. Yeah, that's I knew there was a reason that I was using these and not the other ones. So then we come down here to this end and fill all of this in all the way across. Man, this better put out some decent power. My worry is that we're going to be spreading the bad tide so thin through this that by the time it gets down here, it's going to be just a trickle. But I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Let me have them get this little section in right here of wheels so that I can then get the dirt blocks in as well. There we go. They got all the wheels in and I've paused for now. Just so I can put that in. Man, look how quick they go. They're so freaking fast. I can't start putting more wheels in because then they'll be blocked from those other dirt blocks. Though I suppose we could always come back and get the dirt blocks from the bottom. That might be a thing, but I am going to leave it just running at slow speed here. We're going to go back up, and then I'm going to go stare at this for a minute and figure out exactly how I want to get them down here. We can't come in here because this being built is dependent upon all these supports, which I kind of like the way they look. So yeah, we've got to be able to get them to be able to build all of these and then up. I think I have a plan though, so let me start executing on that. So we're gonna stick with Tubeways for the time being and just stack these up to here. It's going to take them a while to get out here to build all of these because they can only come to the Tubeway. Well, I've gotten a good chunk of them done though. So, and then we're going to go here and here. I just want to keep them at max speed basically. So then we're going to go up to there, and we might have to do this like in sections. But remember, I don't want to build this back here yet, so we're not going to give them access to that. We're going to give them access here and over. So that means I need to come up here and then have them come out right there. I think this is where the tiny Tubeway station is going to come in clutch. Where are you, tiny Tubeway station? Because it has entrances on both sides. So yeah, perfect. This is the solution right here. What is going to be the better use of resources? So this requires 4 planks, 1 metal block. If I put in a bunch of these, it's 6 logs and 4 planks. Because what I was thinking is maybe just run a path through here to run the tubeways across instead of going up and down and up and down. But honestly, I think that this just barely ekes it out as being slightly more economical. I don't know. That's my early Saturday morning math in my head telling me that. It's probably wrong. But it's what we're doing. I've committed. That's what is it, sunk cost fallacy, basically. I've done this much now. I'm not going to turn back. Oh, so that's going to make a neat little thing there. I'm going to leave it because I like the way it looks. Then, to get them up, we will just use old-fashioned stairs. I have no idea how I'm going to get them underneath this original overhang over here, like to get all of that built. I don't know. I just like the way it looks, and it's going to be necessary because it's where my first bunch of platforms are resting on. So we have to go up there. Like, it's just not an option. So then ladders, because stairs aren't going to get us there. Excellent. And then some pathways, because I do think that'll probably wind up being too far away. So, and then from here, I'm just going to bring down one more ladder, like that, bring the path across, and then we're just going to go like that to let them get down to all of that. That way we don't have to build a ladder down on each one. They'll be able to get some of that stuff done, but it's going to be a minute before they get to it because they still have a lot to go over there. So you guys are finishing up on the dirt blocks there, so we can start doing some more power wheels here. We're not going to finish, like I said, all of this today. My goal is to... We might finish the aqueduct. I said that word really weird. We might finish it today, but we're not going to finish this today. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is just get this to where I can show you how it all gets built, and then do like a time lapse at the beginning of the next video showing it all being built out. Just like shrink it down as best I can, because I still don't know where the water is going to go. Like, I don't know where it's going to come out of this, and of course we're going to have to build this up with levees to be able to channel all of this water. Though I think I'm going to bring dirt blocks in. In fact, I do want to do that. Oh no, I decided to wait to see where I need the water to go in before I do that. No matter what, I've got to get the water to come in like at this end and then go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So I guess I can cap it off. And then that is as easy as doing this, and we'll just leave like, come on, right there we go. We'll leave like that one little block, except it, there we go, there, and then we can just build like a pipe out of levees. I cannot build any higher with that though. See, it just, that's my build height right there, and that's why we switched to these here. Is this just, maybe this just isn't as tall. Oh, this isn't as tall because I had to leave room for the batteries. Yeah, okay, that's what that was. So, let's see. If they got all the blocks in, they've got all the blocks in. So I'm going to get this row done, and then we're going to watch them work on the aqueduct, because I think that's going to be the more interesting project today. And then we will just see, we'll just cut back into this later. I just did something wrong, didn't I? No? Yes. Now I'm confused to how I built the other ones. Sleepy brain. No, it is one solid bunch, and I forgot right here. You can see I've left like a little drop off. In fact, I should probably bring that all the way to the edge. I could do down there. They might not be able to reach that one. But I left a drop off that we can just fill in. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the levee up top done. so that when we do finally know where the channels are going to go back and forth, I can just have them from up at the very, very tippy top up here, drop dirt down into where it needs to go to allow the bad water to go back and forth. So cool. Let me finish this lineup here real quick and start getting in some of the power shafts, which are here. So we're gonna let the guys over in the bad water wheel section just continue their work, and we're going to jump instead to a montage here of all of this getting constructed. And I think this is probably going to be about our best vantage point right here. So let's watch this aqueduct get built. And wow, what a project this was. I'm just in, what, 2 hours in? Yeah, 2 hours, 3 minutes right now. We only got 5 total beavers wet doing all of this. So now we have to clean up a little bit. I don't want all of this over here permanently. I just want to get rid of that. And then I should also be able to get rid of all of that. Yep, lovely. And then just leave that little bit in right there. Then we can get rid of those stairs. Again, not holding shift because I don't want to accidentally delete something that I'm not intending to. And the path can go there. And then that path can go. I'm gonna leave the tubeways in for now. Probably we'll come back and get rid of them. I also don't want this extra bit of overhang right here. That last one needs to be a 2. So we're gonna blast it back out of existence. And then we're gonna have some debris that can't be picked up. By the way, did I ever close this off? Yes. I can't remember if I'd ever closed that off or not. So we're gonna have like this little bit in the middle that they'll never be able to clean up. So we'll just get rid of that. They should never reach the rest of it though to get that cleaned up. So they'll get to work on that. I want to come over here. This is mostly done. Obviously, since I've had them coming down these tubeways, there was a limitation to how far we could go. But this last little bit should be able to be filled in from the next level up. I'm also hoping that we'll be able to clean up a lot of this, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of it. Yep, there we go. Cool. So we need one more wheel right here. I just want to cap this off and kind of show you how I've been doing this. So we then bring a vertical power shaft up twice on these. Maybe 3 times. It might be 3. I can't remember exactly. But we just need to get the power up to the next level. Ooh, come on, there we go. They won't be able to build any of this just yet. Is there a path on top of that one? There is. So very carefully do that. But they won't be able to build this right this second. They're able to get that one wheel. But they're not going to be able to get to all of everything else just yet. I think I need to come up one more still, don't I? Because, whoops, let's come down so that doesn't happen and we don't have to say whoops a million times today. So yeah, this will need to come out like this right here. So yeah, we'll need to come up one more on our... Did they already build that wheel? Yep. We'll need to come up one more on our power shafts. So we will go grab those. Actually, 2 more. So that it connects. Can I? Yeah, I can just drag. That's a lot easier. And lovely. That has all of that connected. And then it's a matter of filling in the dirt blocks down here. All the way across. And don't worry, basically what I've been doing is just planning on tearing down the tubeway, then rebuilding it, and then tearing it down, and then rebuilding it, and so on and so forth. Until we get to the top, because I don't know any other way to really get them down here to the bottom. I mean, I could just use ladders, but I'd rather use tubeways so they're traveling faster. So that is what we're gonna stick with. I just realized a mistake. I don't want that one there. Okay, I didn't make the same mistake down here. Good. Continuing. And then bring this in. All the way across like that. And that is where that will end. And then it is a matter of coming in through this next level and just kind of covering it all up. Again, we don't need the vertical power shafts or anything but support of the train blocks back here. It's these over here that are connecting the power from level to level. We'll eventually connect them side to side as well. Don't know when. It'll happen. And then I need to go one more. Actually, this is now on that level. There we go. So we'll come back and grab that last one in a minute. This one's going to be a little more difficult. It's not wanting to let me. There we go. Grab that. It's not letting me like do the overhangs. That's odd. That's fine. We'll just... that time it did. That time it is totally fine with it. So another 10 by 10 all the way to the end. And that will cap off this section. And the reason I'm using the tubeways to get down here instead of just having them build it all like from the top, like just have them build the whole thing at one time, is the first time through that first layer I tried that, and because a lot of these blocks are just overhangs, they were building the block and then unable to build what was below the block, so it kind of messed things up a little bit. And then I will just bring the tubeway back down right here and repeat the process, and it'll be just fantastic, maybe. But now that I have the smaller tubeway station, I can actually save a little bit of space, I believe. Man, that's a lot of materials. If we just use this like here, like maybe one going each direction, yeah. I don't have to like come off too, and I can just bring the pathway here, and then we can be on just the final one once we get done. But we will, of course, need to, for now, have a path in. Otherwise, they will not be able to reach the ones in the back. It's just kind of how it works out. So we will run this path all the way down here and all the way across there and all the way like that. So we're going to watch them real quick from a nice vantage point, get this level finished off, and then this is where we will pick up with the next video. Is just a quick montage of it coming all the way up to the top, and then we'll work together and figure out where it's all going to go. So this has been an interesting project, but a little bit more to go. So let's watch. And of course, we reached the end of the workday with a single block. Still waiting. They've dropped off all the supplies for it. They just have to build it. That's just great. So yeah, I get to do this all again and again and again and again and again. And I'm really hoping that when it's all said and done, the water's going to need to exit on this end. Because if not, getting down to here at the bottom, it's going to be a trick, but not insurmountable. I mean, we can just like blast down here and then build ladders or tubeways or something and then blast out wherever it needs to exit and then fill back in what is unnecessary. But we've gotten quite a bit accomplished today. I mean, we built a whole nother level of this, and I think you can see now why this bad water power monolith went through all of our dirt last time. Now we're holding steady. I mean, with this many dirt excavators, I figured we'd be fine. The tree, it looks like we're doing pretty good on logs as well. And then, of course, I think the aqueduct is beautiful. I had originally thought about bringing platforms up, like triple platforms up, and then making like an arch-looking type thing using these platforms with the overhangs, and just kind of making it look like there was an arch in between. But then I thought, you know what? Let's do something a little different, and let's take advantage of the dirt overhangs, and get it done with less materials. Even though it may not look as cool, I'm quite pleased with the aqueduct, though. My God, there is like no direction that I can get this. There we go. That's kind of nice. That we can go look at the hole, or we can look at this. I like this a lot better. So I'd love to hear your feedback on this one. I'm kind of in territory that I've not tried before with all the overhangs and this massive power project. I'm pretty sure it'll all work, but I look forward to your critiques, and I do welcome it. You know, I view it all as positive feedback. I welcome that feedback, because you're not only helping me see things I may have missed and opportunities I may have missed, but you're helping other players to see those opportunities and be able to take the information that you share from the comments and put that into use in their own playthroughs of Timberborn. So it is a win-win situation for everybody. So I really do appreciate the constructive criticism that you guys offer on all of these videos. It is very helpful. But we're going to leave it here, and we'll pick up next time over there in that big hole with a building montage of getting that finished out. And then we've got another project with some storage, and then we can finally start building up. But until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.